Hi friends, welcome to the fourth layout for March 2020 Mini Kit Monday. I am using one of the page kits that I put together for a page kit or a paper pad series, and I loved it because I've got some oranges, some kind of like a dusty navy blue, and a really nice bright orange page here. I think that was Jen Hadfield, but I can't remember. I don't know. I pulled them out of a bunch of paper pads. So these are my three papers I'm looking at. And remember, this month for Mini Kit Monday, I did page kits. And this one, I brought in way too much stuff. And I think the reason why is a lot of the things in this kit, like seriously, look at this. This is like so much stuff. This is stuff I had in a previous kit, and I just kind of threw it together to keep using stuff up. So there's no way I'm going to use all of this, and that's fine. The photo I'm going to use is this one right here. This is my daughter and two of our friends, and they are on a balcony, I believe, in Miami for midwinter break. So I thought the oranges work great for that. And then the next thing to tell you is this is a printout of the February 2020 page map sketches, and I'm gonna kind of start by doing mine like this. I have no idea if it's actually gonna look anything like that at the end, but we're gonna go with it and see what we think. Okay, so I'm gonna start scrapbooking and take you along with me. Here we go, friends. All right, first of all, I wanna say I love the way this layout turned out. I mean, it's not a beach or oceany kind of a photo, but it still kind of grabbed in the whole Florida feeling of it. So it was a win in the end. Wasn't sure since I started with a page kit I put together a little bit quickly as part of my paper pad series and all that kind of stuff. So really dug it, and I hope you will too. So what I'm going to do is use the oranges background or paper for my background, because I want that to be, you know, the paper star of the show. And the sketch I was using, it had a strong band across the top and a smaller one along the right. So I just went ahead and went with it. Now I have one photo that I'm going to be using, and I'm going to mat it on both pieces of pattern paper that I already used. So I'm going to be repeating those elements. The white mat that you see there is just the back side of one of those pieces of pattern paper, and I felt like it needed the addition of the white background so that the photo could still be able to pop off the page. So now it's time for me to go through the goodies that are in this kit that I have, and I'm trying to decide which of these gold title phrasey things that I want to use on this layout as, you know, the big title. I go ahead and put my photo up a little bit onto the navy blue because it will draw your eye a bit more. And anytime, you know, you use that rule of threes, your eye is much more comfortable. It just is. So this title Shine, I thought was a rather awesome kind of coincidence that I had that word in this set of thickers. They are out in the sunshine, and my daughter does tend to shine a little bit on the bright side. So, and she's a goof. I mean, don't you love a goofy fun girl? So, it is working for this layout. They also sent it on Snapchat, and it had like namaste and all that kind of stuff all over it, but I was glad that I got both copies so I could decide which way I wanted to go with it. Now these cardstock stickers you see me using right there, those are by Pinkfresh, and I am working ever so diligently trying to actually kill off that set of stickers, but we all know that Pinkfresh is very generous and it is not easy to do. I am grabbing anything that is navy, charcoaly gray, or orange and seeing what can be used, and I do end up using a nice amount of goodies from this kit. I'm really jazzed. So off to the left you can see I gathered the green cardstock stickers and cut off the orange and light blue because I'll go ahead and put those in my color bins my color drawers when I do go ahead and put this kit away. Not at that point yet, but that's what I'll do. And I'm also going to go ahead and take some of these pattern papers that I have and make some little fishtail banners underneath the photo. I had a ton of space with those oranges, and I wanted a little something extra, and this does fill in a lot of that area. Now, this little clock chipboard piece, I have no idea where that's from. I have had it kicking around in my orange color drawer since the dawn of time. So, jazzed to use that. I like this You and Me leatherette sticker by Pink Fresh that was in my kit as well. I mean, it's interesting when you put these page kits together and you don't necessarily know what you're going to be scrapbooking. Oftentimes you can pull something really fantastic. But clearly I'm using oranges and bright colors, and I duplicated that with my supplies, but this was one of those really happy accidents, and I couldn't be more excited about the way it came together. So I put together 31 page kits, and this was one of the first ones that I pulled out because I was also putting my mini kit Monday kit together. So I guess we'll call this kit number 29. So since it didn't end up getting labeled because I snatched it from myself so quickly. These are Dear Lizzie stickers. I'm going to see if any of these little pieces work. They're really nice thickness as well, kind of that cardstock weight. And I'm like, okay, I've got to get this little flamingo on. Like, when will I have an opportunity to use an orange flamingo? So that's going to go on. Happy little color combination and situation as well. So, if I didn't use it on this one, I would probably put it into my summer goodies. But I like that the colors work and it's kind of cute and whimsical and silly. I shifted over the leatherette flower as well as that little banner piece on the top to have my flamingo be a little bit more of a part of my title. I had a little gold anchor piece that was on these stickers, and that worked as well as a couple of the tiny words. I was able to put them below the You and Me leatherette sticker. I do like this little square piece by Dear Lizzie that you see me holding right there, and I'm going to pop it up on a little fun foam for some dimension and add it into that cluster that I have towards the bottom right. And it's just adding to the cluster. I don't even know if there was anything there on the sketch, but I do end up building another piece out right there. So I kind of have a diagonal kind of on this. I don't know. I think that the design did come out well. I think it is pleasing to the eye, so I am feeling it. Now, these little pieces right there, those are Evalicious. I have had those so long. I think I got those from Peachy Cheap a few years ago. And yeah, I'm happy to get a couple more pieces used there. I am working ever so hard to make a dent in some of my older stash. I wasn't able to use any of those wood veneer pieces. I think the colors were off just enough that it would have drawn your eye too much. I did have some in the green color that is really close to the leaves on the oranges, but I wasn't trying to pull the green color in too much. Now, I believe these little navy blue arrows, they're kind of like just a stack of them, kind of like Post-it notes. I think those are Jelly Bean Soup, and yeah, I've had those kicking around forever, haven't used them at all. I popped them in my color drawers, and all of a sudden they found their way onto a layout. So glad I'm getting a tiny bit of use, but I have a bunch of them still. What else was I going to say? Oh, I wanted to say some of my subbies were saying that they weren't as into the monochromatic layouts that you can get with these kind of page kits. And I totally understand that as well. I love a ton of color. And now, while some of my layouts, you do see me pulling in a lot more, like this was mostly navy and orange, I do think that there's enough color variation to keep it really interesting. So I was happy with the way this came out. Now, a bunch of my kits have tons and tons of colors, so I wouldn't be too worried that it'll turn out totally monochromatic. Now, on the flip side, I did have a number of subbies saying, I'd love it if you used your color drawers to do like all orange layouts and all blue layouts. So I'm doing my best to make everybody happy, so you'll see some of everything, I promise. Now, look at how great that geotag is there. That's in the dark. It's almost like a pumpkin orange and it has a little gold on it. And that is ever so cool because I do have some gold on this layout as well. I'm going through that little bin I have up top to see if there's anything else I can use. Now in that bin I did have one gold sequin, so I'll go ahead in my sequins bin and pull out a couple more gold. And I also think I had one enamel dot that was in kind of a glittery gold as well. And I'm going to see if I can find matches to them and add those same sequin and enamel dot mixes in. Now I have a few packs of these Remarks Puffy heart stars, etc. from American Crafts. I picked them all up once upon a time at Tuesday morning, and I have found a way to include them on a gazillion layouts because they have so many different colors, which is awesome. I mean, it's those little tiny puffy pieces are great to be able to just add a little bit more interest. So this is where you see that I grabbed that sparkly, they're like glittery enamel dots. So I used the one that had been kicking around and then added two of its partners as well. I'm going to go ahead and grab my gray marker and do some really simple journaling on the bottom. I prefer to use gray or charcoal with my markers and my inks when I'm just adding a few little touches in. All right, so I'm wrapping this up in a moment. I will leave the links to the other Mini Kit Monday ladies below, so go ahead and check out what they did this week. There's going to be a close-up here, and if you have any questions or comments or anything like that, feel free to leave them below, and I will get back to you ever so soon, my friends. Thanks so much for watching. Take care now.